Welcome everyone once again. Thank you very, very much for joining. Really appreciate those that actually joined. And today we are going to actually be talking about my new book, which is centered on um, Welcome Generation Better, the dawn of a new possibility, a new era of possibilities. Some people may be wondering, what's that book all about? So the book is actually is about an initiative, about an idea from my how do I call it now? My sojourn in data science, masters in data science that I actually went on to do at the University of East London. And that program that I'm currently doing is a program that has actually given me so much insight as regards, you understand, how to kind of predict the future, what to know about the things that are coming in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of data science, in terms of machine learning. So as a student of data science at the University of East London, this is kind of is kind of a personal project that I started working on um, last year. And because this year 2025, many don't know already that we are already in a new generation, as they call it. You understand, in the field of data science or social sciences, they call it the generation beta. You understand? We just entered January 1st, 2025. We just entered a new generation, and many people don't know about that generation, the generation of artificial intelligence, the generation of how do I call it, of data science, of virtual reality, the generation of our children unborn going to coming, you understand, or being given birth to. This they categorized children that were given birth to right from January 1st, 2025 down to 2034 as children that actually are known as the generation beta. And some of you may actually be asking that, okay, um, which generation were we in before we got to this particular generation? For those that know, we have various kinds of generations. Me, for instance, I'm a generation of the millennials. Do you understand? I came, or let me say, most of the people that were giving birth to during my time were people that were actually giving birth to as millennials. But okay, maybe before I talk so much about that, let me just give a kind of background on the kinds of generations we are in the 21st century now, because at least you know that we're in the 21st century, right? And in the 21st century, we have different how will I call it now? Different generations in between that century. From 1946, you understand, down to 1964, those were the baby boomers. Anybody that was given birth to within 1946 to 1964 were those that are known as the baby boomers. You understand? Because they were the one that came post-war, post First World War, Second World War, and they actually were characterized by economic expansion because that was when many industries came in. You understand? Many manufacturers, many production and things actually came in. Mechanic, you understand? Production basically was predominant then. But when it came to 1965, after 1965 to 1980, you understand? The Generation X actually came on board. Generation X were those that navigated a period of social change and increasing globalization because 1946 to 1964, perhaps they were still making use of the letters to actually send information. They were making use of telegram, things like that. But when global expansion came, when globalization came, that was within 1965 to 1980. And many people don't really know their history. So I understand that you may not really know about many of this, but Generation X were 1965 to 1980. Now, 1981 to 1996, which was my own generation when I was given birth to, that was the millennials. You understand, the millennial generation, and those were the ones that grew in the digital revolution of things, and they were the ones that faced the Great Recession. For many of you that know what happened those times, even though we were still young then, you understand, we were still suckling in our mothers, in our mothers, what they call it, um, bosom. So we didn't really know what happened. But those that were giving birth to them, they were the one that actually felt. You understand? The digital revolution, when yes, some of the Yahoo of today actually came in, when some of the what do you call it? Some of the Gmail, I'll not call it Gmail, one of the when the internet basically, when the internet started coming up little by little, even though it has not yet gained mass, you understand, acceptance as at today. You understand? Now, 1997 down to how will I call it now? 1997 down to 2012. That was another generation. And which generation basically are we talking about then? We're talking about the Gen Zs. Gen Z, some people don't even know the concept of Gen Zs. That okay, what do you mean when you're talking about Gen Zs? Do you understand? Gen Zs were basically those that actually came, do you understand, around the period of 1997 to 2012. So these were people that, yes, what were they characterized by? They were characterized by the first true digital natives. They were the first people that were making use of internet so much. They were the first people that, you understand, their birth actually brought about utilization of the internet more than other, you understand, other generations before them. Now, I'm giving you a kind of historical background towards the concept of generation beta. Do you understand the concept of, because many people don't know when we are talking about generation beta, they don't know what we talk about. So today I want to explain to you, you understand what generation beta is all about, and I'm taking it from the very beginning so that you understand why are we talking about generation beta now? Why am I being focused on it right now? It's because there is a reason for it. Now, 2013 down to 2024, you understand? Anybody that was giving birth, we have talked about Gen Zs. If you were born in 1999, for instance, like my own common law partner that we both came to Canada together, we both immigrated to Canada together. She was born, you understand, around that early. So if you were born in 1997, within 1997 to 2012, you are part of the Gen Zs. Now, 2013 down to 2024. If you were born within 2013 to 2024, you understand you are Generation Alpha. Now, why are you part of Generation Alpha? The reason is not far fetched because you are the one that experienced the early exposure to what we know as artificial intelligence today and climate consciousness. Because the concept of okay, climate change affected you, the concept of oh, global warming and things like that, that was much more prevalent when the Generation Alpha, people like you actually were giving birth to. Now, we now have the Generation Beta, and the Generation Beta has started. It has started from January 1st, 2025, down to onwards of what 2034. 2034 is when Generation Beta is going to end. And those are people that were given birth to from the very first day of this year down to that 2034. And why are we so bothered about it? Why are we so, you understand, focused about Generation Beta? You know, as a student of data science at the University of East London, United Kingdom, we have gotten to understand that there are some things that we can project to the future. Because that's the concept of data science. We have to be able to analyze and see how can we make our present better and the future even better than what we have today. So there have been some predictions, some population statistics, some growth measures that they have seen that okay, for population growth, we are expected to exceed 2 billion, you understand, globally by 2045. You understand, 2 billion. Also, they also say that in terms of education, it is predicted that we are going to achieve what the highest literacy and educational levels due to artificial intelligence driven personalized learning. And that means nowadays, you may not really necessarily need to go to school or go to, you understand, the four walls of a university before you can get educated. Many children now are getting educated right from their homes through their smartphones and things. So they are telling us that even the technological usage around this generation is going to be over the limit. 90%, you understand, of people are anticipated to actually engage with artificial intelligence, which is AI, daily by the year 2035. And what does that mean? That means we are going to see a huge impact in innovation, a huge impact in climate solutions, in renewable energy, even a huge impact in immigration. For those of you that know about what we are focused on majorly when we talk about, you understand, language studies, exam preparations, even immigration now. Immigration are already making use of what technology they are making use of, and of course, this thing is not far fetched. You will see that nowadays they are focusing on making use of what they call it, of the online platforms, online websites, you understand? And these websites now are inculcating AI. You understand? They are inculcating AI into Express Entry, AI into quite a lot of things, you understand, that helps with applications. So sometimes it will not even be what they call it, visa officers alone that will be looking at your file. A lot of other people are going to be looking at your file. And that is why this is very much important right now, because now at, with the advent of generation beta, a lot of things that you are used to, you understand, is going to be different from what you are going to be used to starting from this year. Because now children that are giving birth to now, they will not know a life without artificial intelligence. You understand? Whether you are in your home country, whether you are outside of your home country, maybe you have traveled, you have migrated from one place to another, just like you understand some of us have done, or whether you are starting up your business, or you understand, even working for another person, you may not know any other life, you understand, than you than technology. And which particular technology are we talking about? Artificial intelligence and all other variations of it, like virtual reality, you understand, augmented reality, and every other thing. So today we are going to be talking about um, Welcome Generation Better, which is the book that I am writing, the book that I am going to publish January 15th, 2025. And that book is going to really talk about more concepts about what Generation Better is all about. Yes, we have told you that Generation Better is all about what is all about people being given birth this January 1st, 2025, onwards to January, you understand, or onwards to the year 2034. So, what are you going to expect, or what are you meant to expect within now and that particular time? What should you actually look out for within now and that particular time? And that is why today we are going to be making use of my what do you call it now, the link of my book. Do you understand? To talk about this, we are going to talk about it through the, and you may be saying that I'm looking at different places. Yes, we're on Instagram, we're on Google, we're on TikTok, and we're also on YouTube. So I'm going to actually be looking different places, and I'll be making use of my laptop to actually show you what Generation Beta is all about, why you need to actually, you understand, focus on the topic today, and what can you derive, what are the benefits you can derive from you knowing about Generation Beta. So moving on, we said the topic, or the title of the book that I wrote is Welcome Generation Beta, the dawn of a new era of possibilities. Now this is a new book, as I said, is a new book that today we're educating you about it. You understand? So we are running a kind of pre-launch before the launch itself. The launch is going to be next week, that is January 15th, 2025. So I'm going to be actually emphasizing how you can benefit. You are someone that you understand, you are perhaps wanting to learn about what you should expect in the new year, this new year, you understand, and how you can actually make use of what you know about Generation Better to further help, you understand, and educate yourself and other people around you. So moving on, we said, what is Generation Better? The Generation Beta, as we have said, is people that we are giving birth to within, starting from January 1st, 2025 to, you understand, 2034. We now said in on Amazon, for those that don't have the link, I'll share you the link on this, or you can just browse it. When you browse Welcome Generation Beta, when you browse it on Google, you understand, or you go to Amazon.com, when you browse it, you are going to see the cover of that book, and you can also follow through with the explanation here. Now we said, Welcome Generation Better, the dawn of a new era of possibilities. And this is book one out of one of the series of books I've been writing. You understand? Because the series title is Better Rising: Humanity's Future, Book 1. So we are going to, as we said, talking about the future of humanity. We're talking about how Generation Beta are going to actually view the world and how they would be an agent of change in the world. Do you understand? Now we said the world is on the brink of transformation, and at the center of this revolution is the Generation Beta. Generation Beta, as we have said, are children giving birth to January 1st, 2025 onwards to the year 2043. So note that. I want you to note that. That's very important. Now we said this groundbreaking book offers an in-depth look at the newest generation rising in the artificial intelligence age. That means the AI era. Now, one that will shape the future in ways we can only begin to imagine. And this is very important because we don't even know what children are going to do. You understand? Children that were given birth to from January 1st, 2025 till January or till the 2040s. We don't know what they are going to do. But we are now trying to predict what they will be faced with. We are trying to predict how they will see life and how they would actually benefit from. Because let's put it in a picture. Let's try to understand it in depthly. What our parents were doing, you understand, when they were in their youthful ages was is now quite different from what we are doing right now. And why is that? Because now we have access to tools, we have access to technology, we have access to artificial intelligence, and this is just the beginning. Basically, it's just the beginning. Yes, our parents too may have had access to phones before. I remember even mobile phones when I was still very young. You understand? No one had one. We don't have mobile phones that we would hold and you understand we'll be using to call. You understand, like this. Most of our parents, they had to actually. I remember my father was telling me a story that the first phone that they had access to was like, is it in Festac or one other place in Lagos, Nigeria, and they had to actually go from their house to that place to make use of the phone. They had to pay money to actually buy the phone. To buy just one SIM card that time was like thousands of naira. Do you understand? And that was because that was just the beginning of the use and the proliferation of mobile phones. Do you understand? But now things are changing. But as things are changing, as we are seeing improvements in our lives, even those that are coming after us would actually see so much, they will learn so much, they will use so much of what we are not already using. Do you understand? So that is the essence of this book, to learn and to understand what your own children may actually have access to when they are actually giving birth to. Now, we said in Welcome Generation Better, which is my book title, you will discover how this generation, the Generation Better, those born on or after 1st January 2025, how they are going to be poised to influence every aspect of our society. They are going to actually think differently. They will act differently. Why? Because of the technology they have access to and the kind of education and the workplace. How they will be working will even be different from how we will be working. I remember our own fathers and mothers, they always talk about them working in factories, even though yes, some people are still working in factories now, but the ways they were working before is quite different from the ways we are currently working. So similarly, the way our own children are going to be working are going to be different from the way we are working presently. The way the environment is going to be different from our own environment now. Do you understand? Even education, when it comes to education, our parents were either more educated, less educated than us. Do you understand? Or the kind of education they had was quite different from our own. I remember, I think, Wale Soyinka or someone saying um, that they were taught Latin or Greek in their schools. But now, I don't think anybody is teaching Latin or Greek or anybody is learning some of those languages again. I think what we are focused on now is English, French, and things like that. So things are changing, and you also have to adapt to change in order to stay relevant. Now, we are saying that in this book, with an unparalleled understanding of digital tools, a fierce commitment to social change, and an insatiable thirst for knowledge, the Generation Better represents the dawn of a new era filled with endless possibilities. Now, we said whether you are a parent whether you are an educator, or whether you are a business leader, or simply someone who is interested in the future of humanity, then this book will provide you with what? One, it will provide you with a deep dive into the unique traits, you understand, of Generation Beta. It's going to make you understand how these generations experience with technology, global events, and changing cultural norms will shape their worldview and their actions. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it's going to give us insights into the future trends. What are the future trends you need to know about? You understand? You have to learn, it's going to make you learn about the technological, the educational, and societal trends that will define the next generation to come, and how Generation Beta will drive this shift. Because, of course, our own parents, they drove the shift, the paradigm shift of us. And that's why you see many parents will always tell, because they didn't have that education you had. They didn't have, many of them, it's not all of them, but many of them didn't go to schools. Many of them didn't go to universities. So what they lacked in their own generation, they were actually inculcating it into us. That yes, go to school, get some degree. Once you get some degree, you understand, go work in a white collar job and things like that. Because they lacked it, and they wanted you to actually get what they lacked. Now another thing that we are going to notice in terms of the insights that that are actually shared in this book is empowering strategies for embracing change. So you are going to gain practical advice in this book, you understand, on how to adapt to the changes that are coming, the changes that are brought by this new generation, from raising children to harnessing the power, do you understand, of Beta's unique abilities in the workplace. Do you understand? You are going to also learn the power of possibilities. You understand? You would be able to explore the boundless potential of this generation's influence on everything from innovation and entrepreneurship to environmental activism and even social justice. So in this book, you are also going to learn, you understand, a vision for the future. And what future are we talking about here? Here you are going to find inspiration and motivation to be part of the movement that will build a more connected, sustainable, and compassionate world. Do you understand? Why is this book a must read for everyone? It is a must read because it is relevant in this particular scenario, in this particular life we are living now, in this particular year. Generation Beta is already here. It's already here because children that are being given birth to from January 1st, 2025 are already, you understand, they are already sucking their mother's bosom, basically. Do you understand? And their impact will be profound. Why? Because they are part of those that are going to be driving you understand, the innovation of artificial intelligence. So you have to stay ahead of the curve with these expert insights that we have, you understand, added in this book. Now, in this book, you are going to also get actionable insights. You will be able to use this book as a guide to understanding and navigating, do you understand, the changing landscape of the future. Now, this book is also engaging and optimistic because it's going to help you discover a fresh, hopeful perspective on how the next generation is going to be reshaping the world. And lastly, it is perfect for all ages. Whether you are preparing the younger generation for the future or even adapting to it yourself, do you understand? Welcome Generation Beta would offer valuable insights to everyone. So don't miss your chance, you understand, to understand and embrace the future. Welcome Beta, Welcome Generation Beta is more than just a book. Do you understand? It is a roadmap to the exciting possibilities ahead. So you can order your copy today and join the conversation that would define the next generation and that will define tomorrow. So thank you very much. I am Aziz Ola Shoderu. For those of you that know me, and the book Aziz Ola, a master's student at the University of East London, and this is one of my, you understand, personal projects that I've been working on in the in my program, my master's program at the United Kingdom. So I hope you learn from it. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section. I am also going to be sharing the link of this book so that you can also have access to the book. You can go read it. You can go get the book and also learn about all what I've been talking about in detail, because it's going to get launched, you understand, in basically less than 5 days time. So thank you very much. If you really enjoyed it, don't forget, once you read the book, also try to put down a review. You understand, you can get it on Amazon. Try to put down a review on Amazon. I would really appreciate to get your positive feedback or your honest feedback on it. So thank you very much, everyone, and do have a lovely day ahead. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channels and our newsletter, and all our social media platforms. Bye for now.